Okay, I made a text post earlier saying that I was going to talk about my relationship with my boyfriend, who is probably going to be an ex-boyfriend incredibly soon. But long story short, he moved to Delray Beach, which is where I live, from Colorado. He's from Texas. Then from Texas he moved to Colorado, and then from Colorado he moved here. He moved here because while he was in Texas and Colorado, he was addicted to a drug, and I'm not talking about weed. I'm not talking about ecstasy, like any pills, anything like that. It's probably one of the most hardcore drugs you could be addicted to. He was addicted to heroin. He didn't shoot it up. He didn't use needles. He actually unknowingly smoked it. His so-called friends put it in his cigarettes, and he smoked his cigarettes, obviously, and got addicted to it. He spent over $136,000 of his parents' money on drugs. I guess after that happened, he was like, maybe I should, go into rehab. Might be a good idea before I kill myself. So he moved to a halfway house in Delray Beach. When I met him, he was in the process of leaving the halfway house. Like, he was done with the program. He had been sober. Yada, yada, yada. He moved out of the halfway house. He moved in with 4 other guys from the house, which they encourage you to do. They encourage you to move in with people you know that have in the program and have the same rules as you, etc. I started talking to him, and in my head, I was like, okay, drug addiction, intense drug addiction, probably not a good sign, but I'm the type of person, like, I will give someone the benefit of the doubt. If they're doing something good to change themselves, then I'll just see what happens. When we first started talking, everything was good. Like, he told me everything about his life straight up within the first 24 hours of meeting him. Anything I wanted to know, he told me. He was adorable. Like, he would text me all the time. He would say really nice things, the typical, like, how you talk to someone when you first start talking, things like that. He asked me out February 22nd, and his birthday was the 23rd, and his parents flew down from Colorado to Florida to take him out on a boat to go deep sea fishing. And he invited me to go with them, so I met his parents, blah, 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 whole 9 yards. Then, after his parents left, things started, like, just going downhill in the sense that, like, it was almost like he was putting on an act for his parents to make it look like everything was great. And he was doing so good, and he had a girlfriend, and one that didn't do drugs and wasn't crazy. He has his job, and he's working hard, and, like, he made everything look really, really good to his parents. So, after his parents left, it got a little weird. Like, he became a little bit, not distant with me, but he would go 12 hours without talking to me, then he would go a whole day without talking to me. And yes, he works 10-hour shifts at work. He's a server. He is working all the time, and then when he's not working, he's supposedly sleeping. So I didn't really think much of it, and I also had in the back of my head, I was like, I'm not going to get attached, because 8 or 9 months ago, I just got out of a serious relationship that completely destroyed me, so I didn't want to give somebody everything, like emotional-wise, and have it ripped out from under me again. And especially because I knew about his past, I was very skeptical about it, and I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt, but at the same time, I was just like, don't know, whatever. I didn't tell my parents about his past just because I knew that they would judge him, but my dad, being a New York City cop, retired New York City cop, He did a background check on him and found everything out about him. And that didn't go over too well. And so I told him about that, Chris, my boyfriend, and he didn't take it very well, which to me aggravated me because it's his past. I don't know why he wouldn't expect that. Like, it's kind of a given that someone's going to freak out eventually. So, that happened. About a week ago, my friends were down here for spring break. Not a week ago. Yeah, a week ago. And I asked him, I told him they were coming. I said to him, I was like, I'd really like you to meet them. It's important to me for you to meet all of my best friends. All my best friends were literally all together at once. And he just didn't make the time. He was like, oh, I'm tired. Oh, you live too far. Oh, this. Oh, like excuse after excuse after excuse. And me just being like the kind of person where I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe he is tired. And my friends are just looking at me like I'm crazy. They're like, are you serious? And I'm just like, kind of. Like, I don't know. So because he couldn't come to me and my best friends, we went to Carrabba's to eat, which is where he works. Our server told him, walked up to him, said, your girlfriend is here. And he said, okay. Didn't try and find me in the restaurant. Didn't try and find me, my friends. I literally we were out on the patio eating. I walked into the restaurant twice to go to the bathroom with my friends. Walked right past him. Didn't notice me, apparently. He was serving a table right behind my table, and I leaned back, and my head literally touched the back of his ass. Still didn't realize I was there. So he called me when he got off, and I was like, did you not realize that I was there? He's like, oh no one told me where you were sitting. I'm sorry, but if I worked in a restaurant and my boyfriend came in to eat, I would make it a point to find him and at least wave or say hello. Like, I understand if you're busy, but shit, it's not that hard to wave. So that kind of pissed me off. And so then my friends left. He never made the time to meet them. And then now, last time, okay, it's Saturday, it's 12 o'clock in the morning. Last time I spoke to him was, I want to say, Thursday at 1 o'clock. I'm sorry, but that's not normal. At all. And I'm just sitting here and I'm just like, all right, well, what the fuck are you doing? Like, do you not realize you have a girlfriend? I'm not saying you have to talk to me 24 hours a day. That's not the case at all. But a simple text message throughout the day, like, hey, hope you're having a good day at work. Like, to let me know that you're at least thinking about me, it's not that hard. And I really don't fucking understand. Like, I do not understand. So, basically, I'm giving 110% in the relationship, and he is giving jack shit. Like, the only times I would see him were 10 o'clock or later at night. Then he decides to I couldn't tell if it was a joke or not, but I was on the phone with him on Thursday, last time I talked to him. And he made a joke about how I can't remember if he's said been with, had sex with, or just like made out with, by the age of 20, 45 girls. What? 45. 45. That is the most disgusting thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Like, yes, he's a good-looking kid, but 45? And I know guys exaggerate, but like literally when he said that, I was like, cool, I am just another number. Awesome. Like, you don't say that to your girlfriend. Like, you don't do that. And I'm just like, all right, well, glad we got that covered. So I didn't really understand what he meant by that. So I texted him saying, so how many girls have you slept with? Because now I'm curious. That's the last thing that I said to him. That was Thursday at 1 o'clock. So that's where I'm at right about now. And I My predicament right now is I want to break up with him, but he doesn't give me the time of day. I know he's not going to drive out here. I'm not going to waste my gas to drive out there just to be like, oh, just kidding, we're done. Like, first off, I've never broken up with somebody before. Second, I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't know what to say. I would feel like shit, even though he's treating me like shit, because I just don't want to be that person. Like, I don't want to be that person to hurt somebody, which, you know what, he might not even care, because he doesn't make the time for me anyways. So I'm just kind of like, it's a lose-lose situation, number one, because normally I date someone that I can picture myself with, like marrying, like a future, whatever. I never once thought that with him, and considering, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying former drug addicts, whatever you want to call them, are bad people, because I'm not. Because, yes, there are some people that have made a change in their life, and they realized that they were going down the shitter, and they've made it a point to become a better person. But he's not going anywhere. Like, I really don't think he is. No. So, that is my story. Glad I just chewed your ear off. And yeah, so I guess I'll just talk to you. I'll see what you guys reply to this or whatever, if you're even going to. So.